Clockwork is pretty good against Slardar and the counter initiation, and the S4 most likely Centaur coming out gives them some opportunity to put some distance between themselves and the heavy initiation potential from complexity.
Turn to the undying waits.
Undying. We just saw, no, some of you probably did not, but we were casting complexity versus Team in the prior series. They did run the Undying in the second game and played pretty well. Just that game in general went very well for them. But 3-4-3, the one that played it there, probably going to be the case here. So they'll go for it again. And, yeah, Decay's already seeming like it's going to be a lot of value this game. They don't really have the greatest Tombstone killer either.
5 seconds remaining.
I mean, I was thinking maybe like a Vengeful, the most picked hero right now in these qualifiers, and decent swap would have been okay. The amp damage, a Wave of Terror, etc. But
yeah, VS does look pretty good. The Undying is quite good against the Clockwork Lifestealer Centaur heroes that are showing, and it's one of the heroes that doesn't really care about laning against the Bane. He's going to put on at least as much pressure as the Bane does.
So now the mid matchup, the one that we were hyped for, Sumail versus Limp. Who's going to play what? It could be a Limp Morphling, I guess, if they figure that's for the better, but
Team ban.
I would think it's going to not be the case. I think that's more of a Miracle Morphling.
Yep. Puck Band comes out. Another thing that is relatively good against the Lifestealer, potentially. It would give them a very active mid. That's definitely what Complexity is going to want here, because Earthshaker is pretty slow. Slardar is pretty slow.
10 seconds
in terms
remaining.
of when they are able to initiate fights and force the issue. Both
5
heroes,
seconds remaining.
wanting to get towards that Blink Dagger at least. Slardar might go for the drums kind of aura build. That's certainly possible since he has sprint and seems to be the way that Death likes to play these heroes. But without a Blink on Shaker, there's very little catch for Complexity.
I think a Limp Timbersaw feels decent here right now. Just a hero that can get out of the cogs effectively. And again, you're dealing with 3 strength already. So there's that.
Yeah, I'd be okay with it.
Well, they're thinking about their ban for now, and if they do want to pick up Timbersaw, there's a hero out there, something like a Viper, maybe a worthy ban, but so yeah, I was trying to think about. I was also thinking like a Queen of Pain, just a hero that again can get out of the Clockwork cogs, also get away from Centaur stampeding towards you, things like that. Have their own mobility, or you could just go like a DK and just man up, and the armor wouldn't be bad this game. We've
seen a bit of the return of the core Tiny as well.
Evil geniuses turn to pick.
Oh, okay, DP. Nice. So the AA ban makes a lot of sense there. Super good against Morph and very good against Death Prophet as well. It's also something that Sumail will occasionally pull out, the mid AA. So I like that ban into the pick. Gives them the tower push early on, more tempo. They can definitely group up behind the Tombstone, the Exorcism, and make a lot of space for the Morphling as well as pressuring towers very heavily.
5 seconds
Lifestealer,
remaining.
pretty bad against Death Prophet early on as well.
DP's been getting more attention recently too. And Complexity going to take full advantage of that. So now Evil Genius has 20 seconds remaining. Who do they give Sumail? Matchup against DP. Thinking like Kunkka's on the board still.
I don't hate Storm, to be honest.
Against the Silence, it's too many stuns in Silence. I don't know. That'd be a rough Storm game.
Templar Assassin.
Choose your hero.
TA. Okay.
It gives them a lot of physical burst against the Death Prophet. It's one of the best ways to counter it. There is almost no damage over time without the Tombstone zombies and the Spirit Siphon, but TA is it's a strong hero, and it's been buffed quite a bit.
I do like it. Speaking of Undying, the Tombstone itself, again, they're not the greatest at killing it. Lifestealer raging up and sitting on top of it could definitely do it, I guess, but overall, it's not very good. So it could be a big game for a 3-4-3, have high impact within these fights. Centaur on the other side of it, though, with the Stampede helping to get away, could also be a good tool when necessary. Yeah, I don't know.
I think this one's going to be heavily dictated by crit on the clockwork in this game. If he has a big early game, I think EG can definitely hit a very early timing where TA is just too strong for Limp to run into.
Mm-hmm. So about the crit clockwork. And whether or not again, we don't see a lot of these infest bombs much recently with the Lifestealer. He's more about Midas, Radiance, farm, and then eventually the infest will come into play. So I'm not expecting him to, go inside clockwork early on and starting to make plays, but down the line that'll definitely be there.
Yeah, Morph is definitely going to be an issue for EG. They don't have, aside from the Bane lockdown, they're going to have a really hard time killing Miracle on the Morphling. And his super high physical resistance from the armor that he gets with the Agi, very high, is going to be pretty good against the TA for most of the game.
Morphing into TA as well seems pretty good.
Let's shake things.
That refraction.
Prepare for battle.
A meld even. Yeah, the morph targets are definitely solid. I'm sure we'll see a plethora here from Miracle. Playing it for complexity. Here we go, though. Game 1 of this best out of 3. Again, winners match out of Group A. The winner moves on to the playoffs as the number 1 seed. The loser. So no matter what, both these teams are still moving on, right? Yeah, both these teams are still moving on. It's just a matter of will you go losers bracket eventually to start or winners, because the loser of this will play the winner of the loser series that's currently happening, and then that'll be for the 2nd and 3rd seed. Again, top 3 out of the 4 teams that make it on.
Yeah, if you win this, you're done for the day, right?
If you win this, you're done for today, yes. You get that number 1 seed.
30
That would be
seconds to battle.
something both these teams are definitely hunting towards, of course. And, of course, you match up against the 2 seed out of Group B. Many reasons why you definitely want to take care of business here. Ward's down here, so Death, he's kind of a pushed up, but evil geniuses, they see exactly what's going on. They're going to come over as if they're not all here, but TZ, he's fine. Slaughter getting his batch level 1, so
The battle
needs
begins.
to get a couple of hits in before that'll proc. Instead, we'll have the 2-for-2 bounty rune control. So yeah, go back to this first pick, Earthshaker, though. In the hands of Z-Freak. We'll see what impact he's able to have.
A little bizarre.
I do like it in the hands of a player like Z-Freak, though. Again, I always like seeing these much more active supports. Can make some plays.
Also, it's a hero that is quite good against Morphling, and they picked it first 2 with the Morphling, so maybe just one of those, all right, we don't want to give this to crit if we pick up the Morphling.
Crit,
also?
sorry,
go ahead.
He's in trouble. He's in a lot of trouble. He's dead trouble, in fact. That was unfortunate. He cogged both heroes in with him, which they were like, thank you very much. Arena of Death, and he happened to get blocked with this tree ray. That was just really across the board unfortunate placement by Crit. It happens.
What I was going to say is I think that we're going to see Morphling go for Morph target's allies. So he can grab the Tombstone. He can grab the Enchant Totem, which gives him like literally almost 2,000 damage when he uses Enchant Totem with his full Agi morph.
Oh, good point. Wow. That's level 20, right? Yeah. Okay. Well, that's definitely something to look out for. Very good point there, actually. Maybe that was part of the logic throughout the draft, for sure. As you see some cogs right here. Slaughter, he actually at least got a couple of them, though. So, good job. Getting a little bit of bounty. Mid matchup, you got a 6-1 Death Prophet versus a 6-2 Templar Assassin. Sumail versus Limp. Right now, very even there in that mid matchup. Could you see it swaying either way? Obviously, 2 very skilled players. Is there a hero benefit here, you think, or?
Not really without a rotation, I don't think. But both 4 positions are fully capable of swinging this mid matchup with a rotation at the right time.
Got that life drain.
Denied.
Spirit Siphon up, eventually wearing off.
Double
Continuing to
damage run at
harass.
the top.
Oh yeah, I can make it up there for that. So looking at the top lane itself, 3-for-3 battling with S4. Miracle's coming in, but the Brain Sap finishes the job onto Undying, and now Miracle's going to just have to walk away. So yeah, that Brain Sap doing more damage than perhaps he expected. On Undying
Your
there.
damage. Oh, bottom lane. Arteezy.
He's dead.
Don't put me in a box.
Hey, this stun lockdown, it's pretty crazy. They get that third hit queued up on Slardar.
Is under attack.
It's going to be some intense damage, and you'll be locked down for at least a couple seconds.
Yeah, he just he does a lot of things that Lifestealer doesn't like, which armor reduction, guaranteed bash hit through magic resistance, and Slardar can also, you know, get away from Lifestealer with his sprint or close the gap if he needs to.
And right now, Lifestealer 10-2. You got Slardar at 10-3. So CS-wise, it's not horrible for him. But looking pretty good for both sides there. S4 having a decent time top lane. Also that kill to work with as well. Morphling, though, he's so far having the best time. 17-4 CS Miracle for complexity. Having a great start, which is good news. He's in trouble there, but popped a rage. He's going to be good. Bane walking away from Undying. The decay spam continue. Not an easy support, though, to bully is the Bane.
Nope. Both of these heroes are ones that will just stand there and trade with you as much as possible. But this is the thing about this Morphling hero, is he is already up to 93 damage. It's almost impossible for S4 to last it at this point in the lane. And Centaur is not a hero with a lot of armor, so Morphling can actually bully most strength cores out of the lane.
Templar Assassin CS, again, looking pretty solid here, just slightly ahead of Death Prophet. Do we think this is going to be the Deso or the Blink first game? Always the question to ask with the Templar.
I think I've mostly seen things trending towards just the Deso.
Okay.
For the most part. People very rarely go for the Blink at this point just because Deso helps them farm, helps them push towers. And the Blink is fairly all in since it gives you nothing except for positioning.
Yeah. The top lane, again, more, it keeps feeling like there might be a potential kill happening, but that's just kind of how the lane is set up. Heroes like Undying, a Morphling, and Bane even. Bottom lane.
Runes are coming up.
There's the 5-minute runes. Death's trying to run away from Lifestealer over here. The runes taken, it looks like. And some mail goes down in the mid lane. I was trying to all over the place, just trying to take us to action. And go figure, the mid lane in a 1-versus-1 is where the kill actually takes place. As Limp takes out some mail. That was pre-level 6 as well, pre-exorcism. Man, just simply caught him without refraction.
Yep. Not something that you normally expect, but I mean, this is Sumail. He likes to play every lane right on the edge of disaster, and that's how he maximizes his pressure. But Limp is not somebody who's going to get pushed over. Ooh, nice
He's
gank
in trouble
here.
Too. Great gank indeed. Sumail, he's trying to kill the Tombstone, at least get some bounty. It's something there, but he is dead. That was a fantastic collapse from complexity. Saw it happening as nighttime, of course, is here too. So Sumail just had no idea. He just died. He figured he's going to be fine for a little bit, but nope. Complexity was right on top of him.
Perfect timing too. Now he has to walk back to just used to get back to the lane. So this is a really big deal. This is super pressure from complexity, and with the exorcism probably being leveled up next, we'll see. Some people hold it until level 9 or later, so either way, Sumail only level 5, while Limp is well on his way to level 7.
Merkel top lane. He wants to go for this kill. The waveform misses damage-wise. So S4 just simply walks away. He'll be good to go. Even if the waveform connects, it's definitely not nearly enough damage. As Bane is making his way back up here. Has a Mango to use. Not the most mana currently. But it goes back to Morphling. I guess across the board, the CS is actually, it's leading for leading for EG right now on their 3 cores. Complexity is not far behind with their 3. As Undying, double edge, not enough. S4's in trouble. The rip heal on himself. And now Fly's being manned up on. He's got a stick. Ooh, again, this top lane, it's all about getting very low, but not really the most kills. Close call, though.
EG will go Shrine up and come back to put some more pressure on. The Stampede is almost up for S4, and that's where they could get a little bit more aggressive on the Morphling, able to run him down even with waveform up.
He's got a bash ready. Arteezy knows. Yeah, here.
Sumail being wrapped on.
He's going to be fine. You mentioned the wraparound, though. Sumail, he's not going to go yet. Is Earthshaker nearby? Sumail doesn't have information with a ward. He knows Earthshaker's missing, though. As bottom lane, Death is being trapped in with the Cox. Tower's not hitting him yet, however. He's trying to walk away. The open wounds is up. He's got his sprint. There's the crush, the stick use. The sprint's going to be wearing off, though. And it's another auto attack to finish the job. Meanwhile, back to the mid lane, though. Sumail this time is actually in trouble as expected. The gank eventually comes through, and he goes down S4 with the response, but in fact, he's in trouble now, too. Yeah, Fissure's still on a cooldown for another 5 seconds or so. They might not even need it, though. The Siphon from Limp is enough. A double kill for the Death Prophet. And Limp is having a very good time in this mid lane now. He's 3-0-1. His CS, he may be losing in the CS side of things, but net worth-wise, he is topping net worth chart in the game right now.
And he's playing this Death Prophet very well, going the 404 build, just super aggressive in the laning stage. And incredibly good against a tanky hero like Centaur as well. S4 tried to help Sumail out, but ultimately just fed another kill.
Slaughter,
lots of space for Morphling.
Absolutely. What is he building? That's double Wraithband right now. What do we think Morphling's going to go this game for items?
Treads, Lincolns.
The Lincoln's
probably
middle tower is under attack.
E-Blade is pretty good this game against the TA, both defensively and offensively to Burster if you can find it without refraction. Setting up a Miracle, though. No shift. He's probably dead.
He is. No supports nearby. They're wrapping around bottom lane, trying to make a play down here, but Arteezy picked up on it. He's already fallen back pretty far.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Earthshaker's going to do what he can to prevent this mid-tower push from happening, but are we going to see our first Exorcism? Death Prophet's bottom. And there we go.
Gonna look to take this as quickly as possible and then reinforce mid lane.
Yeah, they already used Fort. They should be able to defend this easily, though. Yeah, TA cannot do nearly enough damage to it.
Radiant's bottom tower has
Earthshaker clears it out, so they're going to keep going with the Exorcism for now. At the bottom lane, and going to clear another creep wave. And we'll fall back. You see Death Prophet. Got the phase boots. Building? Oh, he's thinking he went Medallion. Now he's going Force Staff. So trying to think of what he wants next. Force, always very good to have against Clockwork. So maybe the big reason.
Sumail. Still playing very aggressively despite already going down 3 times at mid lane. And he has the most CS out of anybody in the game. But his net worth suffering because of those early deaths.
Yeah, 0-3-0. That'll do it. So we see mentioned top CS, but net worth wise, not as good. He's down there in 6th place overall. As 3 for 3, they're going in. Refraction's up though. Double damage on Death Prophet, but Sumail just can simply walk away. As 3 for 3 is probably dead here. He's hanging around a little too long. Rips himself, but easy kill for Sumail. So positioning of Undying right there. Over ambitious.
S4 takes the tower in the top lane. Morphling being forced out of lane by the Bane combo. A little too strong.
Well, you look at Morphling, though. He takes over Bane, and he's like, all right. Oh, well, he got denied by the neutral creep. Oh, man. A little unfortunate for complexity.
It's pretty hilarious when that happens as a support player. You're like,
that's hilarious. Gotcha. It's hilarious for him, but then on the other side, it's one of the most frustrating things. Facing against a Pudge, I don't care about getting hooked, man. Like, it happens, but when a Pudge has 5 heroes on him, beating in tons of spells and everything, and then he somehow gets a deny off, that's just it's a facepalm. Like, why is that even a mechanic? But it is.
Specifically for that reason. That hero is all about troll.
Feels like
the
it.
The whole purpose of him. That's why he's the most popular hero in Dota and has been for a long time, because everybody's a troll. Therefore, everybody plays Pudge.
Vlad's finished on Slaughter. So he's got the aura now. He's going to be queuing up, or he's got a blink queued up, or really his next item here. But clearly, complexity wants to take advantage of having a Death Prophet who's got the medallion now finished as Fly. Oh boy, he wanted to get this regen. Oh, and he's going to live. Okay.
Stampede was used to save him,
True.
And hey, they'll it's just Fly doing Fly things, breaking smokes, tanking ganks, playing the sacrificial position 5 support to a perfection right there.
Exorcism middle lane. We're going to see it activated from Limp. Not yet, actually. There we go. To make sure. As also had Slaughter coming over, so he's bringing the Vladzara.
Radiant's
And
middle
complexity.
tower
With these
is
4
under
heroes
attack.
especially, this is a very solid death ball kind of
Radiant
lineup
structures
that
are
they have.
Oh, yeah.
fortified.
So it is hard to defend if you're EG.
Crit on the hunt. But yeah, this will be a tier 1. Ooh, nice
Radiant's
deny
middle
by
tower
crit.
has been
Actually got
denied.
it, jeez. Yeah, complexity not bullying them out enough, and the supports took advantage. So yeah, very good deny on that mid tower. And
So more map control for complexity. Potentially.
that's the idea at least. But how about Arteezy? He's doing great now. He's got a Midas. He's well on his way to his Radiance. He is top farm, or it's kind of bouncing back and forth between him and Death Prophet.
Yeah, but he's 1,000 net worth
Dyer's
higher
middle
than this
tower is
Morphling.
under attack.
So Miracle,
Dyer's structures
despite having
are
a
fortified.
relatively easy early game, is kind of struggling to keep up with these EG cores.
Yeah. Mid lane. Once again, Blink. Oh, they jump onto Limp. He was not ready for that. The Blink Dagger from S4, but is it too far? Tombstone goes down. Stun on 2. Templar Assassin part of it as well. S4, he's probably dead. He's running one direction as Templar Assassin going the other. They do kill S4, and TA gets hit by the Echo Slam. Give no chance of getting away right there. And obviously you have the enhanced damage with Undying, the Flesh Golem active nearby. Double damage rune also spawns right here
Dyer's top
to be
tower
picked up
is
by
under
complexity.
attack.
So very good defense once
Radiant's
again from them. And
bottom tower
it goes
is
back
under
to this is
attack.
a lineup where, especially when they have ultimates ready to go, they are very hard to fight into this early on in the game.
Yeah, I absolutely love this itemization from Limp, going for an early medallion, giving him that extra armor. He's up to 18 armor right now. Very hard for Templar Assassin, who's been shut down heavily, to burst him. And when you have the TA and Arteezy's Lifestealer, that's all of their physical damage. Limp is going to be very, very difficult to bring down. And he just finished up a 4-staff, so this is a Death Prophet clinic right now.
Yeah, how about the build of TA though? The Dragon Lance, and he's got a BKB now queued up, so it's not your usual, Deso Blink kind of game for
Dyer's
Templar
middle
Assassin.
tower
I
is
know
under
the hero's been changed a little bit with numbers and everything, so I don't know if this is
Dyer's
going to
middle
become more of a
tower
norm,
is
but either way, well, top lane, Tombstone, they can't stop him.
Dyer's middle
And
tower
Crit will
is under
TP out,
attack.
but yeah, what do you make of this build of TA?
Yes.
I think it's a bit of adaptation to the fact that he's had such a slow start to this game. He's feeling like he has to get involved at some point early, so he goes for the stats from the Dragon Lance. He's eventually going to build into a Hurricane Pike anyway, so you might as well get kind of tanky early on. And then the BKB will allow him to fight earlier. If they can hit this timing where Arteezy has the Radiance, then the TA has the BKB. Both of their cores will be relatively strong at that moment.
Okay. Nothing like adapting.
I think
to the
he'll
game.
probably go for the Deso eventually, but if he were to just go for the Deso, he'd be way too squishy to actually contribute to his team.
Yeah. And you mentioned Death Prophet. So much armor he has to work with right now. So getting damage on him is not the easiest to do. Bottom lane. What is this about? Clockwork going against Morphling. Morphling shifting over to the strength. Does he have Waveform? Oh, he actually morphed into Clockwork using his own rocket, and the Adaptive Strike will finish the job. Meanwhile, the rest of his team is in the Roshan pit currently. I think they know this is happening, though.
Yeah, there's...
Yeah. Oh, actually, S4 is going to get caught. Death with the stun, and there comes the Siphon, an easy
Miracle
waveform in
shows
from
up.
Miracle. Yep, he does show up. 5 players here for complexity, and they want more. Fly, hit by the fissure. Undying is going to walk on top of him in that Flesh Golem form. Adaptive Strike push forward, and the easy follow-up damage for the kill. Kind of a roller coaster there for complexity of just going straight down, I guess, as far as momentum. And now they're going to go back and actually do Roshan, which this time it should work out.
Yeah, very easy Roche here. They've got the Medallion, they've got the Glardar, Corrosive Haze. They even had the Tombstone tanking Roshan for the first quarter of its HP as well. Sumail farming aggressively, could be caught out here.
Now you look at the build of Morphling. He actually goes to Yasha, and he is going to go the I have Scotty. So instead, going this more battle style. You mentioned the Ghost Scepter at least. Not the Ethereal Blade. Does feel pretty good this game potentially, so we could maybe see that later on, but getting these raw stats instead for now.
Yeah, I mean, he's having a pretty good game. Raw stats on Morphling is just so good because every point of strength is essentially a point of agility and damage, and likewise, every point of agility is more HP and more survivability. So stats basically count double on Morphling, and I think a lot of pro players are just focusing on that. It's kind of why we've seen E-Blade fall off. I think E-Blade is almost more defensive item in the game than anything.
Mm-hmm. Like a Centaur, I remember he prioritized the early Blink Dagger. He's got the Hood of Defiance now. So trying to tank up for his team. And I think I would actually think Crimson Guard is not too bad this game over a pipe.
Radiant are scanning.
But we'll see what he decides. On the Centaur, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. The pipe, I mean, Hood is just kind of one of those M items on Centaur because you do magical damage to yourself.
Fly is going to be spotted. Surprisingly enough, that's only actually the third death. Feels like he hasn't been caught even a couple more times than that, but it's a kill for Miracle.
This is the crazy thing about EG, though. I mean, despite it feeling like complexity is completely controlling the pace of the game, EG actually has the gold lead.
Structures are fortified.
Arteezy is a big part of that. He's been slowly farming away, and you even have, oh, that was S4 getting picked off, actually, at the bottom lane as they were pushing. So another kill there, but hey, you're right. I think Templar Assassin is a big part of that, too. The fact that he's kind of caught up to the other cores in this game, considering those 3 deaths early on that he had.
Yeah, Morphling actually is behind the TA and Arteezy's Lifestealer, despite having such a good early game from his team.
BKB almost finished on TA. Also going to be level 15 as well soon. Lifestealer, speaking of the Radiance, just got the Sacred Relic. Still has another 500 gold saved up plus. So the Radiance is definitely almost there. Death Prophet going to casual plate mail for now, and he queues up the Rod of Atos after. I'm sure we'll see that turn into a Shivas eventually, but...
Yep. I love the early armor, especially in this particular game. And we're talking about 33 armor on Death Prophet, facing exclusively physical damage as far as being a threat to him.
Top tower has fallen.
complexity. Making their way towards top. Again, they still have the Aegis, right? Yeah, they still have the Aegis for a good minute and a half or so on the Morphling. So plenty of time. And they're kind of grouped up at the top lane, it looks like. But yeah, this is, again, an experienced team in Evil Geniuses. They know that they can't really fight the greatest right now, especially in an Aegis. We're going to split push elsewhere. Not try to force too much. And that's what TA's doing bottom. Our TC's kind of cutting the creep wave middle lane on his way to finishing a Radiance. So nice objective taking from complexity, but Evil Geniuses, they're making the best of it.
They're out farming complexity at the moment. And I really love this Spear Vessel rush on crit. It's going to render DP pretty squishy, actually, considering he has no way to dispel it.
Bane. Oh, S4 with the save, though, and they do get the kill on Morphling. He was agility shifted right there. So that was a ton of burst on him from the Centaur.
Radiance is done. Definitely EG's timing, although with Stampede on cooldown.
Going back in, Merkel. He still has his Morph, by the way. Hasn't used it yet. He's running away currently. Open Wounds. Okay, he takes over the Lifestealer. So now he has Lifestealer's abilities to use. We'll throw out Open Wounds himself. Got Rage if needed. Oh, the hookshot misses. S4. He finds a jump on Undying, though. Not a great target necessarily. Going to force a kill on him at least as he runs the other direction, but eventually will explode as the rest of complexity does make it. Oh, yeah, Earthshaker was left behind, too. All right. So they do catch 2 out of it, and the rest of complexity is able to get away. Yeah, initially losing the Aegis like they did, it's that kind of threw complexity off a little bit.
That was a whoops right there. Suddenly Morphling can't play aggressively. Yeah. You're fighting into this TA with BKB. Sumail didn't even have to use the BKB. So this is you can feel it. EG, despite feeling like they've been kind of controlled so far, they're on the offensive now.
And they're gonna find Miracle. The Fiend's grip, he's dead. Not only they're on the offensive defending the top lane, but they just go all the way to the right side of the map, and smoke coming into play too, but they find the Morphling. And they get a kill out of it.
This is classic EG. They know where their timings are. They know when they're going to become strong. And now they're in the mid game, and they have the Radiance online on this Lifestealer. And Miracle is really not that scary for either the TA or the lifesteal at this point. So it's really all on Limp. And with the Spirit Vessel on crit, he's feeling not nearly as strong as he could be.
You still have a tier 2 tower up at the middle and the bottom lane for Evil Geniuses. So complexity
There it goes.
definitely have some more objectives to take before you need to worry about going high ground next time. 4 staff finished on Slaughter though. Meanwhile, and I think Earthshaker might be going for one of his own
Radiant are
as he has the
scanning.
staff in his inventory. So really heavy priority on the 4 staffs this game. For complexity, gonna hear like Clockwork especially will do that to you. So they're moving as 4, make it 5 heroes down here. So maybe a smoke play potentially for complexity. Or I guess they just happen to be in the same area for now. But the map being spread out by Evil Geniuses, so it's just kind of a rinse and repeat here from EG. But they are moving down to the bottom lane, though. Port coming in, they're going to smoke up themselves. There's the Infest jumping inside
Is
F4.
under attack.
Oh, they catch Death. Death off the bat with the Stampede. The Rip Heal survives a little bit longer, but not long enough. And now 3-4-3, he's also caught. Flesh Golem, that's not going to be worth it. Ends up being a double kill. And again, the momentum, it's just all EG right now.
Yeah, complexity doesn't have any burst damage really. The Morphling going for this more stat-oriented build. Death Prophet obviously is not a burst hero, and Slardar is just utility.
Coming in.
So how do you kill the Lifestealer? How do you kill the TA?
Mysterious force.
You don't right now.
Yep.
You don't right now. I think level 20 on Morphling is pretty important. Maybe the Morph ally, so I'll help a little bit with some burst damage we're talking about, like with the Earthshaker.
He's a long ways away from level 20, Reiki.
Dire's middle tower is
Almost
under
16.
attack.
It's getting there. But yeah, still a bit of time before that'll be happening. God, MKB now in Templar Assassin again. He was I think he was 0-4-1 at a point, and now he's 4-4-1. So talk about the
King.
game changing. The king is
King.
here, yeah.
MKB probably just anticipating the Solar Crest on Limp eventually.
Yes.
Wait, that doesn't even give evasion anymore, does it? I forget.
It's just it's nice raw damage.
It doesn't give evasion anymore.
Yeah, but there is no, the butterfly candidate maybe not necessarily there either. I guess Morphling could potentially get it later on, but now especially wouldn't. A different style could be more of like the, just straight up like Daedalus. Wants the raw damage, of course.
Dire's top tower is under
Let's
attack.
get the MKB.
Dire are scanning.
Dire scans Roshan. It got hit for a second, but it's pretty obvious that it's not actually happening at this point.
Yeah, Complexity are definitely kind of in recovery mode now. Miracle wants to finish off the Scotty before he actually fights. That way he won't get kited. He'll be able to kite himself. And of course, the extra stats will be really nice.
Boom. There it
Death.
goes.
Working on that BKB, I think that's a pretty big deal. It'll allow him to freely run in and utilize the bash in fights.
Yeah, so I don't know if it's hard to say if we felt like Slaughter's impact this game.
Not really.
Yeah, the early laning
After the
phase, but
stage. Yeah.
it's like his ultimate too is obviously it's still great for both killing Roshan, but also over there focusing on with the Corrosive Haze. But again, it doesn't work on towers, so it's not like it's enhancing that damage there with the Exorcism of Death Prophet or anything like that. But yeah, just the burst damage lacking continues to be the theme for Complexity. Feels like I have Scotty's
bottom
almost
tower
finished
is
on
under
Morphling,
attack.
which will help. Doesn't necessarily answer the
that-
burst damage, but
That Morphling death with the Aegis when they were going high ground really set back Complexity. Like, you can just feel it. Limp is feeling kind of like he's sort of useless right now because he wants to be
Dire's
being
bottom
very
tower
aggressive, but the
is
rest of
under
the team is
attack.
not ready for that.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
So it's not a good time for Complexity. Although they will smoke up here and look for an opportunity, maybe pressure the map, try and force
Dire's bottom tower
EG
is
back.
under
But
attack.
EG's at the tier
Radiant
3.
are scanning.
This is not going to work out very well.
no, EG's they don't care. They're up here. Later armlet from Lifestealer too, by the way. He ended up picking that after the whole Radiance and Midas pickup.
What
Radiant's
is
middle tower
complexity
is
doing?
under attack.
Oh, now
they're
they're
gonna try and get people all the way out.
Is under attack.
And Roshan just spawned. The rocket hit as he spawned. So Clockwork, EG definitely knows. But not being done just yet, of course. There's Shaker with his blink. He's ready for a big Echo Slam. Unfortunately for him, it's still level 1. He's very close to that level 2, but...
Yeah. Go get this Cabsy freak.
Get something. Just blocks out the Roshan pit. Clearly both teams are very aware now that Roshan's up. That's where the traction's going to be as a result. God, Lifestealer almost has a full Assault Cuirass now.
RTZ is yoked.
Okay. Oh, they jump. Now the Rage, Miracle morphs into Lifestealer, pops Rage, and then runs away too.
And he just starts going for Roche. This is
Okay.
a pretty aggressive move. Trying to force the issue around the Tombstone, around the Exorcist. Fight us.
True.
I feel like we have stronger positioning advantage.
Stampede. Meanwhile, Clockwork's caught in the backlines from Slaughter. Here we go. The Centaur jumps in. RTZ is sitting on top of Morphlin. The Fiend's Grip locking him down. He's in the... Is he string still? No, I don't think so. Waveform forward, however. The Echo Sign as well going off. Nobody dead yet. Finally, Bane goes down. And RTZ is by himself currently. RTZ is going to end up falling. He's out for 70 seconds, so they lose on Dime, but they couldn't care less. Bane buys back. However, now Slaughter jumps in on a crit. Going to get that bash proc. A couple more auto attacks should do him in, and he does finish the job. So they're going to go back into Roshan, finish the job themselves. TA does not want it to be. In fact, Clockwork buys back as well. Roshan goes down. It's going to be picked up. No, nobody picking it up yet. Merkel finally picks it up. He's away from over the Fissure Stun there, but he does get the Aegis. Centaur, force step over the ledge is not going to be enough. He's dead too. And Limp is currently on that wicked streak. Complexity feeling really good right now about this fight, and they could get more. Bane's also in trouble. He's going to be dead for 60 seconds now. They also catch the Clockwork. This is going to be a dieback on Clockwork most likely, as, yep, he goes down. Slaughter is killed. A Hurricane Pike you see right there from Templar Assassin doing work, but now a tower kill on top of this. What on earth?
Radiant structures are
This is going to be a set of racks potentially with no buyback on Fly or Crit. Even without Exorcism, they do have this super farm Morphling.
Radiant's middle tower.
You were right. It's like Complexity basically just said, we have the stronger team fight. You have to come to us. And that's what they did.
That was a very, very strong play by them. I don't think that they can win a fight unless they make that exact play.
Miracle, he pops Rage. He's taking some good damage. He's got Manta. He's just going to accept the Aegis use as he gets the melee racks, though. But
he's stunned. He's bursted.
He's so tanky, though. That strength morph. Push back the adaptive strike. Waveforming again in 6 seconds. He's also got the Manta still.
Then
maybe slowing down a little bit. Templar Assassin really wants this kill. Popping the BKB for it, but he's fine.
He's gripping 3.
Gonna get close enough. S4. The Centaur's out of range. He tried, but he could not catch. So yeah, Miracle actually does survive in the end. Again, the Aegis was used. Did he use Cheese as well? No, Cheese is on Death Prophet now. So he handed that off.
The mysteries renew me.
Okay, I mean, they got the melee racks. Not the craziest, greatest use of the Aegis, but it definitely was something. However, Infest Bomb now on 2. Earthshaker, he's going to go down, and Slaughter's also caught in this. Force Staff, the Cogs push back, though, and he, too, is picked off. They're both dead for a good 40-plus seconds.
Just some complacency coming out from Complexity here, I feel like. I don't know. I don't really like that trade of the Aegis for the melee racks. I feel like you can get that without losing the Aegis there.
Yeah.
And, I mean, EG, you can feel it. Like, anytime that Exorcism, Tombstone, all these ults are not up, they are going to get extremely aggressive here. So they're running down mid.
Yeah, why not? Maybe go for the tier 2 tower at least. You look at the dip, though, in the net worth graph. That's something. Went basically slightly advantage for Complexity even. But now it's back to about a 2K lead for Evil Geniuses. The win chance, similar story. Slightly favoring EG right now. According to Dota Plus at least, but definitely a game that could go either way. Lifestealer, AC finished. Basher now queued up for him. Templar Assassin. We're going to see the whole Bloodthorn route, apparently. Right. So, or get into a Bloodthorn, at least that's what he's thinking about going.
Yes, it's, I don't know. I'm kind of a fan of this by Sumail, to be honest. He's recognize the fact that there's just too much armor being built up on the side of complexity at this point. So the Deso, you know, it helps, but it doesn't actually do that much. The MKB procs can actually do maybe more damage than the Deso would add at this point.
Yeah. One downside is that Deso would be better for sieging and chorus objectives. Which, honestly, looking at their team, they are a little weak on that.
A little bit without the Deso for sure. They do have the AC on Arteezy though, which kind of makes up for it.
That helps.
Dyer's top tower
Miracle's
is under
still
attack.
going. He has the Eagle Song. I'd be a little surprised if he finished off the Butterfly.
There's
here.
no way it's an Ethereal Blade for sure. You already mentioned how good that is this game potentially, so.
Yeah, now that they're not steamrolling, they definitely could use the defensive tool
Yeah.
that it would provide.
Yeah, it still has offensive use, of course, the burst. What was I going to say, though?
Dire are scared.
Oh, yeah, he also hit level 20, and he did not go the allies. He actually went the waveform attacks targets. So he chooses to pass up the opportunity to... He's been taking over Lifestealer, it seems like, is his priority target. He likes to take over Lifestealer, pop the Rage, which I get. It seems like that... I like your Earthshaker idea, though, a lot, or even Undying. But has his own...
Radiant's bottom tower
thing in
is
mind.
under
Of course,
attack.
that can be the tough thing about a
Dire's
Morphling
middle
sometimes.
tower
There's just
is
so
under
many
attack.
potential options that you kind of just have to settle with one of them a lot of the
Dire's
time.
middle tower
It's like
has
that
fallen.
old meme with like, how do I hold all these lemons?
Dire's top tower is
How do
under
I
Too many
morph?
abilities.
How do I morph into everything?
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Yeah, so maybe just
Radiant's
content with
bottom
that. Rather
shrine
gets
is
the
under attack.
attacking targets
Dire's
talent.
middle tower is under
Yeah,
attack.
free BKB is always nice.
Radiant's bottom shrine has fallen.
You're always happy with a free BKB.
That Rage, yeah. Yeah, he also got the attack speed bonus too, so bit offensive. And there's the Ethereal Blade. Alright, so yeah, there's no way they're going to see the Butterfly there. Ethereal Blade, and now he's get up at Lincoln's. I know you mentioned maybe the Lincoln's, the whole shotgun build early on, but it seems like maybe we're going to see a later version of it. With the Lincoln's queued up now. Decent against Bane.
Yep. Needs some sort of survivability for sure.
Dire's top
Earthshaker.
tower is under attack.
He's trying to push out this bottom lane. He's going to be spotted. I don't know if he got spotted there by the rocket, but being patient.
Blessings.
1,000 gold saved up. Wondering if we're going to see like an Ags on him eventually, but at this rate, maybe not. God, even Undying's trying to get a Forest Staff now. If he gets it, then we're going to see 4 Forest Staffs on Complexity side.
Sorry, I'm having slight audio issues at the moment.
How dare you. BKB finished on Slaughter? It's coming out, right? Yeah. BKB just delivered, so now Slaughter has that. Be a bit more impactful in these fights. And, oh, the Daedalus finished actually for TA. So, again, was queuing up the whole Bloodthorn there, but chooses to go just straight damage into Daedalus. As Arteezy pushing out the top lane. He, too, has the Lincoln's queued up, by the way. It's one of those Lincolns where they have plenty to kind of take it off easily. But I suppose...
I think it's more so he stops giving away the rage to Morphling.
That's what I was thinking, yeah. So to really prevent Morphling from getting an easy morph.
Yep.
Okay. I mean, Hayes takes it off easily, though. Yeah. Did he commit for it? It looks like he did. Okay. Oh, it's being delivered. And, oh, we found them. Or they did. Somebody did. They found Undying. No Tombstone as a result. Oh, Morphling, he's locked up on the Fiend's Grip this whole time, too. They're not going to commit for it, though, and Death pops his BKB. They want Fly at least. They should maybe, although the Stampede, maybe not. Double damage on TA
though.
during this, too. So I'm choosing not to really fight into it, but yeah, Limp the Ghost, chase him down, and secure the kill. A 1-for-1 trade after all of that.
Yeah, just 5 positions going down.
And that was...
Exorcism is expended, though,
True.
and that is a very big deal as Roshan... Oh, Roshan fight.
Oh, S4's dead. He went in and the backfire miracle. He's trying to man up here. That's not going to work, buddy. That's a Daedalus MKB Templar assassin. Fly's even
the
like,
hell?
okay, thanks. Yeah, I don't know what he was thinking there. Death, he's also dead.
He didn't even use cheese.
Oh, he actually has a cheese now. You're right. Wow. They get the kill on Earthshaker. What just happened?
over.
No buyback. Yeah, I don't know. That just seems so odd. He just manned up for it almost felt like no reason right there. Maybe he was trapped in. It's hard to tell.
Yeah, jeez. I don't know why he died there.
At least could have used that to try to stay alive, yeah. No buyback. Maybe he thought he had that. Either way, it's going to be the Rax dead in the middle, favoring EG, and now they're heading right towards the top lane. Limp, no exorcism for a full minute. No doubt that's why EG's feeling very confident about this too. And they're just going to get 2 sets of Rax out of this, so it's not going to be game by any means, but this is going to be our biggest lead so far, favoring EG.
Yeah, massive gold swing. And Limp, he's just a creep without exorcism.
Dyer's
It's up in
top
30 at
shrine
least.
is under attack.
Sumail going for a hex. I really like this. He's putting on a show with this TA. He started off what, 4? He's 11, 4, and 1 at this point, and he is doing a ton of work in these fights.
Yeah.
No Deso, no Blink. New style TA right here coming to your pubs.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I think it was 1, 4, and 1 is what he started. So he's essentially 10-0 and 0 since then.
Yep.
At that point in the game. Oh, they're grouped up as 5-2. Exorcism is back up in 2 seconds, though. They smoke behind Arteezy trying to bait. compLexity not falling for it yet, though. Roshan, it's a very long Roshan respawn. Limp really wants to make a play. It's going to force reaction. Clockwork, he flies into the backlands. They catch Earthshaker. Zfreak can't get out. Wait for him in, though, for Miracle. Trying to deal with crit. Meanwhile, Undying just picked up. At least got the tombstone down. Locked in on Slaughter with the Fiend's Grip. Limp trying to kill Fly in the process. They do lose Slaughter. Fly may end up going down. BKB's popped up across the board. Limp, though, he needs to be careful because TA beating into you does not give 2 craps about that BKB. However, Arteezy's the one that's in trouble on the side of the Exorcism. It's not enough damage, though. He got low, but not low enough. Manages to live right there. Jeez. Bane the only buyback throughout it.
Crit gets away too. But the biggest thing is another extra. No objectives claimed, and you're definitely very close to Roshan coming up here. So EG is going to have the advantage around a bit.
Miracle, again, kind of walking on by. He pops his rage. And he still has for a couple more seconds, but
He's hexed.
He's got a buyback. He is going to be able to wait for him, though, and survive. He also has a cheese, remember? So, yeah, he is good.
Go for my master.
No morph currently. Active, that is. That was a little bit of a close call there. Roshan finally back up now. EG is making their way over here. And that's exactly where they're going to go.
Bottom.
Crit will pick it up. He's coming, don't worry. Clockwork's almost there, guys. Oh, he's here. He's dead.
No help needed.
Thanks, Clockwork. That's Refresher Shroud, right? Yep, Centaur picks it up. Double Stampede, ladies and gentlemen. That's going to be coming. Doesn't have an Ags yet, unfortunately. Maybe
Does
can
have
hold
the
it off.
Lost Orb, though, so very good at dispelling the silence.
Radiant are scanning.
EG looking to just close this game out. They're going to go methodically, try and neck, pushing the bottom lane. complexity
Dyer's
stuck in their
bottom
base.
shrine is under attack.
Yeah, essentially are. That's easy shrine kill for evil geniuses.
Dyer's bottom shrine has fallen.
All 3 lanes are being pushed in as well, so perfect situation for evil geniuses right now. The bottom one that really matters in terms of that's where the last tier 3 tower is. So that's why we're going to see them clumped up in the area. Do they still have the cheese? Yeah, Morphling still has his cheese. So they have at least that to use.
Do it with flair.
Exorcism is back up, though.
Look at Z-Freak's positioning. Looking for an opportunity.
BKB, he got the BKB off,
No worries,
however,
though.
so he's going to be fine. In fact, Centaur's also on the front lines. They just burst down on Dying once again. No buyback, no tombstone either. As a result, Limp in the front lines, Exorcism activated, but again, EG just simply kiting away. Sumail, he's got a Lincoln's on and runs right into the Fiend's Grip. Death Prophet, the pushback. Fly, the Fiend's Grip is going to be stopping. Now Limp trying to turn him around and survive throughout this. Exorcism still has some time on, and the big Echo Slam coming up from Z-Freak as well. As 4 trying to get the kill on him, they will do just that. Sumail comes back up, though, ready to go, and Limp does die. He's out for 80. He actually just got his buyback, however, and he's going to pop it. Morphling, morphing into the Templar Assassin. The meld. Oh, he goes back into his full full form. He has life to work with right here. The damage is so little, though. And look at that. Clockwork eats the cheese. He'll be fine. Back up to full life and full mana. So it looked okay there for compLexity initially with the big Echo Slam coming out eventually, but just too much to handle. I will say EG does not get the tower, though.
Yeah, they will hold for now, waiting for this next creep wave to come in. But pretty heavy expenditure to keep the tower up.
Boom! There it goes.
He's got the hook shot to use, but I'm not going to look to use it here by any means. Yeah, you just saw the Templar Assassin again eventually died, but it took a while, considering how...
Coming in.
I guess she's not very fragile by any means, but... Well, they're running in. 3-4-3. That's not where you want to be, buddy. Miracle popping his own rage once again. Waveform over the fissure. Quick with the hook shot to his teammate, just simply trying to get some distance. And Sumail now in the front. compLexity has to respect that. Over here, though, Earthshaker, he's going to end up getting caught. And he'll be out for 70.
Exorcism is up in 30, but I'm going to last that long.
Bottom tower is under attack. Dire's structures are
Yeah,
fortified.
this could be the game finishing push here from Evil Geniuses. Again, game one of this best of three. Now we have from the winner side of Group A. Mentioned, though, with Exorcism still on cooldown for another 10 seconds. Mirko doing what he can, morphing into the Lifestealer, but that's not really a big threat offensively. In fact, they're going to kill Death Prophet before she even has a chance. So
The bash.
the GG's coming out. Morphling's dead. Game one and going to Evil Geniuses. Man, especially after the start, it was looking pretty solid for compLexity. They had something going, but EG, the experience, no doubt shown by them. They kept their cool, and it paid off in the end.
Absolutely. Few too many deaths for him to have the kind of impact that he needed to outcarry the Lifestealer. And EG, masters of hitting power spike timing and just really taking over the game around the 25-minute mark.
Well, that's going to do it for game number one. You see Sumail, still looking at that. Again, sort of 1-4-1. Finished the game, so 16-0-2 after that early laning phase start that he had. So I think he recovered just fine in this one. So
Yeah, I'd say so.
the draft of compLexity, again, solid at points, but could not really capitalize on that early lead, and that's the victory for EG. Plenty to it. But we got game two, and that's going to be coming up after another short break. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the winner's match out of Group A here for the MDL Disneyland Paris Major North American Qualifiers. I'm BreakyCPK, joined by Elevated. Stay tuned, guys. We have game number two coming up next.